Langchain AI21base summary. This YAML document outlines the integration of AI21 Studio's application programming interface API with the langchain library for text generation purposes. This integration leverages AI21 Studio's powerful text generation capabilities within the langchain framework, enabling developers to seamlessly incorporate advanced text generation functionality into their projects. Inputs. Text prompt: the input to the text generation process, providing context and instructions for the AI model to generate relevant and coherent text. For example, a prompt could be write a short story about a cat who travels the world. Outputs. Generated text: the output of the text generation process, consisting of the generated text based on the provided prompt and the capabilities of the AI21 Studio model. The generated text could be a story, an article, a poem, or any other form of written content. Steps. Initialize AI21 Studio API client. The initial step involves setting up a connection to the AI21 Studio API by creating an API client object. This object is responsible for facilitating communication between your application and the AI21 Studio service. Construct langchain prompt. A langchain prompt is constructed to define the specific instructions and context for the text generation task. The prompt is formatted in a way that can be easily understood and processed by the AI21 Studio API. This could involve specifying the desired length, tone, or style of the generated text. Send prompt to AI21 Studio API. The constructed langchain prompt is then sent to the AI21 Studio API via the initialized client object. This initiates the text generation process, triggering the AI model to analyze the prompt and generate text accordingly. Process response from API. The AI21 Studio API returns a response containing the generated text. This response is then processed by the application to extract the desired text and potentially perform further actions, such as formatting or displaying the generated content. Prerequisites. AI21 Studio account. A user account is required to access the AI21 Studio API and its text generation capabilities. This account provides access to the API key and other necessary resources for interacting with the service. API key: a unique key issued to each AI21 Studio account, allowing authentication and authorization for API calls. It acts as a credential to verify your identity and ensure secure access to the API. Langchain library. The langchain library is essential for this integration, providing a framework for managing prompts and interacting with various language models, including those offered by AI21 Studio. It facilitates seamless communication and data flow between the application and the API. Python environment. A Python environment is required to execute the code for this integration. It provides the necessary runtime and libraries to run the langchain library and interact with the AI21 Studio API. Fine-tune parameters. Temperature. A parameter controlling the creativity and randomness of the generated text. Higher temperatures lead to more unpredictable and diverse outputs, while lower temperatures produce more consistent and predictable results. For example, a higher temperature could generate more creative and unconventional text, while a lower temperature might lead to more factual and straightforward output. Top K. This parameter limits the number of possible words considered at each step of the text generation process. A smaller value restricts the model to a narrower set of words, potentially leading to more predictable and focused text. For example, a small top K value could focus the generated text on a specific theme or style. while a larger value might allow for greater variety and creativity. Top P. This parameter controls the probability distribution of the next word being generated. It sets a threshold, considering only words with probabilities higher than this threshold. A lower top P value restricts the model to a smaller set of highly probable words, leading to more predictable and consistent text. Conversely, a higher top P value allows for a wider range of words, potentially resulting in more diverse and unpredictable output. Challenges and fixes. API key authentication issues. Incorrectly configured API keys or missing permissions can prevent successful authentication with the AI21 Studio API. This issue can be resolved by carefully verifying the accuracy of the API key and ensuring that the account associated with the key has the necessary permissions to access the API. Verify API key and access permissions. Checking the validity of the API key and ensuring the associated account has the required permissions is crucial for resolving authentication issues. This involves comparing the key used in the code with the one provided in the AI21 Studio account settings and confirming that the account has access to the API's text generation features. Prompt design for effective generation. Poorly designed prompts can lead to irrelevant or incoherent text outputs. Effective prompt design requires careful consideration of the desired output and the specific instructions and context needed to guide the model. Refine prompt with specific instructions and context. Refining the prompt involves providing clear and concise instructions, incorporating relevant context, and specifying the desired length, tone, and style of the generated text. This ensures the model understands the desired output and generates text that meets the specified criteria. For example, a prompt could include details about the target audience, the desired tone of the generated text, or any specific information that the model should incorporate into the output. Handling API rate limits. AI21 Studio imposes rate limits on API calls to prevent abuse and ensure fair resource allocation. Exceeding these limits can result in errors or delays in the text generation process. Implement rate limiting logic. Implementing rate limiting logic involves incorporating code that tracks the number of API calls made and pauses or adjusts the call frequency to avoid exceeding the API's limits. This ensures that the application operates within the allowed limits and avoids disruption to the text generation process. Error handling for API requests. Unexpected errors can occur during API requests due to network issues, server errors, or other factors. Robust error handling is essential to prevent application failures and ensure smooth operation. Implement error handling and retry mechanisms. Implement error handling mechanisms to gracefully handle unexpected errors during API calls. This involves catching potential exceptions, logging relevant information, and potentially retrying the request after a delay. This approach helps to mitigate the impact of errors and maintain the stability of the text generation process. Langchain. AI21base. AI21base. This YAML document describes the configuration of the AI21base language model provided by AI21 Labs. It outlines the model's purpose, input requirements, output capabilities, necessary steps for using the model, prerequisites for successful integration, fine-tuning parameters, and common challenges with potential fixes. Inputs. Text prompt. This refers to the input text that is provided to the AI21 base model. It's the text that the model will use to generate its output, and can be anything from a simple sentence to a longer paragraph. For instance, A user could provide the prompt "write a poem about a cat" and expect the AI21 base model to generate a poem on that topic. Outputs. Generated text. This is the output text generated by the AI21 base model in response to the provided text prompt. The output is a textual representation of the model's interpretation and understanding of the prompt. Using the "write a poem about a cat" prompt as an example, the generated text would be a poem created by the AI21 base model. Steps. Initialize AI21 base. This step involves setting up the AI21 base model for use. This typically includes loading the model's parameters and preparing it to receive and process input. It is the initial stage where the model is brought to a ready state. Provide text prompt. In this step, the user provides the text prompt to the AI21 base model. This could be done through a user interface, a program, or an API call. The text prompt serves as the input that guides the model's text generation process. Generate text. This is the core step where the AI21 base model processes the text prompt and generates its output, the generated text. The model uses its internal representations of language to create a coherent and contextually relevant piece of text in response to the prompt. Prerequisites. Application Programming Interface Key. An Application Programming Interface (API) key is a unique identifier that allows access to an interaction with the AI21 base model. It acts as a password, authorizing the user to interact with the API, ensuring secure access and tracking usage. For example, when a user wants to use the model, they need to provide their API key to authenticate and receive access to the model's services. Your API key. This is a placeholder representing the actual API key that the user receives after signing up for the AI21 service. The API key is a crucial element for using the model and should be treated as confidential. It's analogous to a key for unlocking a door and should never be shared. Fine-tune parameters. Temperature. This parameter controls the randomness and creativity of the AI21 base model's output. Higher temperature values lead to more unpredictable and creative outputs, while lower values result in more predictable and conventional outputs. A higher temperature might produce a more creative poem, while a lower one might create a more structured and predictable poem. Top K. This parameter helps control the diversity of the generated text by selecting the top K most likely words at each step of the generation process. A larger K value increases diversity, allowing for a wider range of words in the output, while a smaller K value limits the choices, leading to more focused output. In the poem example, a larger K could allow for more unusual words, while a smaller K would stick to more common poetic language. Top P. This parameter controls the diversity of the generated text by sampling from a probability distribution of the top P most likely words. A smaller P value restricts the choices to more likely words, creating a more focused output. A larger P value allows for a wider range of words, potentially resulting in more surprising or unusual outputs. In the poem example, a smaller P could create a more predictable rhyme scheme, while a larger P could introduce unexpected rhymes or rhythms. Challenges and fixes. Application Programming Interface Key issues. If the user has a problem using the AI21 base model, it might be due to an incorrect or invalid API key. The API key is vital for accessing the model, and if it's invalid, the user won't be able to interact with the model. Ensure Application Programming Interface Key is valid. This solution involves verifying the API key. This could be done by checking for typos, confirming that the key is current and hasn't expired, or verifying that the key is associated with the correct user account. A simple way to verify an API key is to use a separate testing tool or a different application to ensure the key is valid and active. Rate limiting. AI21base might impose rate limits on the number of requests that a user can make in a given time frame. This is a common strategy to prevent abuse and ensure fair access for all users. Implement rate limiting. This refers to implementing a mechanism that manages the rate at which the user interacts with the model. This might involve using timers, queues, or other techniques to ensure that the rate of request stays within the allowed limits. For example, users can implement a system that delays requests or limits the number of requests per minute, preventing overload and ensuring smooth operation. Unexpected input. The AI21base model might encounter issues if it receives unexpected or poorly formatted input, such as a prompt that is grammatically incorrect, contains irrelevant information, or is not in a format that the model can understand. Handle input errors. This means designing a system that can detect and address errors related to the input. It could involve validating the format of the input, checking for missing information, or handling invalid data gracefully. For example, a system might have error messages that guide the user to correct any issues with the input format. Model errors. The AI21base model, like any complex software, can sometimes encounter errors or unexpected behavior. These errors might be caused by various factors, including bugs in the code, limitations in the training data, or unforeseen interactions with the user's input. Check model status. This involves monitoring the status of the AI21base model and identifying any potential problems. This could be achieved by logging errors, monitoring performance, and implementing mechanisms for detecting and handling unexpected behavior. If the model is not working as expected, the user might need to check if there are updates available, restart the model, or contact the developers for assistance. Langchain. AI21base summarization. AI21 Studio is a powerful platform offering a range of natural language processing (NLP) capabilities through its application programming interface API. This API allows developers and businesses to integrate AI21's advanced language models into their applications and workflows, enabling tasks such as text generation, summarization, translation, and more. Inputs. The text prompt is the input provided to the model, serving as the starting point for the AI to generate text. It can be a question, a statement, or any other textual input that the user wants the model to process and generate a response for. For example, one could provide a prompt such as summarize the following article followed by an article to be summarized. Outputs. The output generated by the AI21 Studio API is the textual response produced by the model based on the provided prompt. It is the outcome of the IS understanding and processing of the input text. For instance, if the prompt is write a short story about a cat, the output might be a story featuring a fictional cat as the protagonist. Steps. The process of using the AI21 Studio API involves sending the text prompt to the API, essentially providing the model with the input it needs to generate text. The prompt is transmitted as a request to the AI21 Studio servers. The AI21 Studio API processes the received text prompt and generates a textual response based on its understanding of the input. This response is then returned to the user, typically as a string of text that can be displayed or used in further processing. Prerequisites. An AI21 Studio account is necessary to access and utilize the API. This account grants you access to the platform's resources, including the language models and tools. To authenticate with the API and make requests, an API key is required. This unique key serves as your identification and authorization to access the API and its functionalities. To interact with the AI21 Studio API, you need a client library. These libraries provide a set of functions and tools that simplify the process of making requests to the API and handling the responses. AI21 Studio offers client libraries for various programming languages, including Python and JavaScript, allowing you to choose the best fit for your development environment. Fine-tune parameters. Temperature is a parameter that influences the randomness of the is output. It controls how creative or unpredictable the model's responses will be. A higher temperature setting will lead to more creative and unexpected outputs, while a lower temperature will result in more predictable and conservative responses. Max tokens refers to the maximum number of tokens that the AI21 Studio API is allowed to generate. In its response, a token is a unit of text, typically corresponding to a word or punctuation mark. Setting a limit on the number of tokens helps to control the length of the generated text and ensure that the output does not exceed a certain size. Challenges and fixes. API rate limits are restrictions imposed by the AI21 Studio API to manage the number of requests that can be made within a certain time frame. These limits are in place to ensure fair and efficient use of the API by all users. Exceeding the rate limit can result in errors or delays in responses. To address this challenge, you can implement rate limiting logic in your application to track and enforce the API's limitations. Additionally, using asynchronous requests can help distribute requests over time and reduce the risk of hitting rate limits. Long prompts can present a challenge when using the AI21 Studio API. They can overload the model and lead to inefficient processing or unexpected responses. To handle such situations, you can split the long prompt into smaller chunks, allowing the model to process each chunk individually. Another approach is to use summarization techniques to condense the long prompt into a more manageable size before submitting it to the API. This can help improve the efficiency of the model and ensure more accurate and reliable responses. Summary of Langchain AI21 Chat Adapter. Chat Adapter. Adapter for using AI21 Studio's chat models with Langchain. This adapter allows you to seamlessly integrate AI21 Studio's powerful chat models into your Langchain applications. Inputs. Text provided by a user, intended for the chat model to process and generate a response. This can be any kind of text, like a question, a statement, or a creative prompt, a record of the previous interactions in the chat conversation. This context allows the model to understand the flow of the conversation and provide more relevant and coherent responses. For example, if a user asks a follow-up question, the model will have access to the previous question and answer to provide a consistent and informed response. Outputs. The generated response from the AI21 Studio's chat model based on the given user input in chat history. The response can be in various formats, including text, code, or even creative content, depending on the chosen AI21 Studio chat model and the provided input. Steps. Establishing a connection to the desired AI21 Studio chat model by setting up the necessary configurations and authentication. This involves providing the required API credentials and selecting the specific model you want to use. Passing the user input and chat history to the AI21 Studio chat model for processing. The model will analyze the provided text and context to understand the intent and context of a conversation. Retrieving the generated response from the AI21 Studio chat model. Once the model has processed the input, it returns a response based on its understanding of the conversation and its learned knowledge. This response is then delivered back to the langchain application. Prerequisites: an API key issued by AI21 Studio, which allows access to their application programming interface API for interacting with their chat models. This key is typically obtained by signing up for an AI21 Studio account and creating a new API key. The specific API key used to authenticate with AI21 Studio's API. This is a unique identifier that grants access to your account and the available models. The name of the specific AI21 Studio chat model that you want to use within your langchain application. AI21 Studio offers a variety of chat models with different strengths and capabilities. Choosing the right model depends on the intended use case and the type of response you want to generate. The name of the AI21 Studio chat model chosen for the task. For instance, if you need a model specializing in generating creative text, you might choose the Jurassic 1 Jumbo model. Fine-tune parameters. A parameter that controls the randomness and creativity of the generated response. A higher temperature value encourages more diverse and unexpected responses, while a lower value produces more predictable and consistent outputs. A parameter that limits the number of potential words or phrases that the model considers when generating the response. Setting a higher top K value allows the model to explore a wider range of possibilities, potentially leading to more diverse and surprising outputs. A parameter that filters the probability distribution of possible words or phrases based on their likelihood. A higher top P value includes a wider range of words and phrases, potentially increasing the diversity of the response, while a lower value focuses on the most likely words, resulting in more predictable and coherent responses. Challenges and fixes. An error preventing communication with the AI21 Studio API. This can occur if the provided API key is invalid, expired, or if there is a temporary issue with the AI21 Studio servers. Ensure the accuracy of the API key and check for any connectivity issues between your application and the AI21 Studio API. This involves double-checking the API key you are using and verifying that you have the correct permissions and access levels. Additionally, investigate potential network problems that might be hindering the connection. The model produces a response that is not expected or does not meet the desired criteria. This can be due to incorrect model parameters, a mismatched input format, or an incompatibility between the chosen model and the intended task. Carefully review the chosen model's capabilities, parameters, and input requirements. Ensure that the provided input is formatted correctly and aligns with the model's expectations. If necessary, adjust the model parameters, such as temperature, top K, or top P, to fine-tune the behavior and output of the model. The chat history is not being properly processed by the model, resulting in inconsistent or irrelevant responses. This might occur if the history is not formatted correctly, if there are errors in the way it is transmitted to the model, or if the model's processing of the history is flawed. Verify that the chat history is structured and formatted according to the AI21 Studio APIs requirements. This involves ensuring that the history is ordered chronologically and contains all the necessary information, like user messages and model responses. If there are any issues with the history's format or structure, correct them before sending it to the model. Additionally, confirm that the method used to transmit the history to the model is reliable and that there are no errors in the transmission process. The frequency of calls to the AI21 Studio API exceeds the allowed rate limit. This can happen if your application is making too many requests in a short period, potentially leading to temporary restrictions or service disruptions. Implement strategies to reduce the number of API calls. This might involve optimizing your code to minimize unnecessary requests or implementing caching mechanisms to store frequently accessed data and avoid repetitive requests. If necessary, consider upgrading to a paid plan offered by AI21 Studio, which often includes higher rate limits and more generous usage quotas. Langchain AI21 Chat Adapter Summary. A chat adapter that enables interaction with AI21 Studio's chat application programming interface. This adapter serves as a bridge between your application and AI21 Studio's chat API, allowing you to leverage the power of AI21 Studio's large language models for conversational tasks. Inputs. The user's message, which is the input text that triggers the conversation. This message is sent to the AI21 Studio chat API and used to generate a response. The context of the conversation, which provides the AI21 Studio's chat API with relevant background information. This context allows the API to understand the conversation's history and provide more coherent and informative responses. Outputs. The response generated by the AI21 Studio chat API. This response is a string containing the AI model's generated text based on the user's message and the provided context. Steps. Initialize a chat adapter object with an AI21 Studio API key. This step requires providing your unique AI21 Studio API key to the chat adapter, which is essential for authenticating your requests to the AI21 Studio API. Call the adapter's run method with the user message and the conversation context. This method takes the user's message and the context as input and sends them to the AI21 Studio chat API. The API then processes the input and returns a response. Prerequisites. An AI21 Studio API key, which is a unique identifier assigned to you for accessing the AI21 Studio API. You can obtain your API key from the AI21 Studio website. Visit the AI21 Studio website and navigate to your account settings. There you'll find your API key, which is typically displayed as a string of characters. Install the langchain and AI21 libraries. These libraries provide the necessary functionalities for interacting with the AI21 Studio API and integrating it into your application. You can install these libraries using the pip package manager. Open your terminal or command prompt and run the command pip install langchain AI21. This will download and install the langchain and AI21 libraries along with their dependencies. Fine-tune parameters. The AI21 Studio model to use. This parameter allows you to choose which AI model from AI21 Studio you want to use for your conversation. Different models have varying strengths and capabilities, so selecting the appropriate model for your use case is crucial. The temperature parameter of the AI21 model. This parameter controls the creativity and randomness of the AI model's responses. Higher temperatures lead to more creative and unpredictable outputs, while lower temperatures result in more predictable and conservative responses. Challenges and fixes. API key errors occur when the provided API key is invalid or incorrect. This could be due to typing errors or expired API keys. Double-check your API key to ensure that it's correctly entered. Verify that your API key is still active and hasn't expired. Error in establishing connection with API can happen due to network issues or problems with the AI21 Studio service. This error indicates that your application is unable to connect to the AI21 Studio API. Check your internet connection and ensure that you have a stable and working connection. You can also verify if the AI21 Studio service is currently available and not experiencing any outages. Langchain AI21base. This langchain component is a wrapper for the AI21 Studio text generation application programming interface API. It leverages the AI21 Studio platform's advanced natural language processing (NLP) capabilities to generate coherent and contextually relevant text based on user-provided inputs. The text to be processed by the AI21 Studio API. This input text serves as the context for the text generation process, providing the model with the necessary information to produce relevant and coherent output. For example, if you want to generate a summary of a news article, you would provide the text of the article as input. Outputs. The generated text output produced by the AI21 Studio API. The output is based on the provided input text and the AI21 Studio model's training data. The output can be a continuation of the input text, a summary of the input, a creative text piece, or any other type of text generation task. Steps. The component first establishes a connection with the AI21 Studio application programming interface API by initializing the necessary communication channels and authentication procedures. This step ensures that the component can interact with the API and access its text generation capabilities. Once the connection is established, the component sends the provided input text to the AI21 Studio API. This step initiates the text generation process, providing the API with the necessary context and information to produce the desired output. The AI21 Studio API processes the input text and generates the desired text output. This step involves using the model's training data and advanced natural language processing (NLP) techniques to create a coherent and contextually relevant response based on the input. The component then retrieves the generated text from the API and provides it as output. Prerequisites. To use this langchain component, you must have a valid API key provided by AI21 Studio. This API key acts as a credential, allowing you to authenticate with the AI21 Studio API and access its text generation services. You can obtain an API key from the AI21 Studio platform by creating an account and subscribing to their services. You need to specify an AI21 Studio model to be used for text generation. AI21 Studio offers various models, each trained on different datasets and optimized for specific tasks. Choosing the right model depends on the type of text generation you want to achieve. For example, if you want to generate creative text, you might choose a model trained on a large corpus of literary works. While for summarizing documents, you might choose a model trained on factual text. Fine-tune parameters. Temperature is a parameter used in text generation models to control the model's creativity and randomness. A higher temperature value increases the probability of the model generating more unexpected and diverse outputs, while a lower temperature value produces more predictable and conservative outputs. Experimenting with different temperature values allows you to fine-tune the model's behavior and achieve the desired level of creativity and coherence in the generated text. For example, if you want to generate a creative story, you might use a higher temperature, while for writing a technical report, you might use a lower temperature. Max tokens refers to the maximum number of tokens the model can generate in a single output. This parameter helps to control the length of the generated text and prevent the model from Generating excessively long outputs. Setting a reasonable maximum token limit ensures that the generated text remains concise and within the desired length range. For example, if you want to generate a short summary, you might set a lower maximum token limit, while for generating a longer article, you might set a higher limit. Challenges and fixes. The most common challenge encountered when using this component is that the AI21 Studio application programming interface API key provided is not valid. This can happen if the key has expired, is incorrectly entered, or is not authorized to access the requested services. To fix this, ensure that the API key is valid, current, and properly formatted. Double-check the key and ensure it is correctly entered in the component's configuration. You can also try generating a new API key from the AI21 Studio platform and updating the component's configuration accordingly. Another common issue is that the specified model is not found in the AI21 Studio platform. This might occur if the model name is misspelled, the model has been removed, or the API key does not have access to the requested model. To address this, double-check the model name and ensure it is correct. Verify that the model exists in the AI21 Studio platform and that your API key has access to it. You can also explore other available models and select a suitable alternative. In some cases, you might encounter a rate limit exceeded error. This occurs when the rate at which you are making requests to the AI21 Studio API exceeds the allowed limit. To resolve this, you can either wait for the rate limit to reset or contact AI21 Studio support to request an increase in your rate limit. You can also adjust your application's logic to reduce the frequency of requests to the API, such as by implementing caching or queuing mechanisms. The final challenge is related to the format of the input text. If the input text is invalid or does not comply with the expected format, the AI21 Studio API might not be able to process it correctly, resulting in unexpected or incorrect output. To avoid this issue, ensure that the input text is valid, well formatted, and adheres to any specific requirements or limitations imposed by the AI21 Studio API. You can use tools or techniques to validate and format the input text before sending it to the API. Langchain AI21 Chat Adapter Jamba Chat Completions Adapter Summary. Adapter for using Jamba is Chat Completions application programming interface with langchain. Inputs. Input text for the Jamba AI model. This can be any text, including natural language, code, or other types of data. The name of the Jamba AI model to use. This will be a specific Jamba AI model that is suitable for the task. For example, you could use a Jamba AI model that is good at generating creative text, translating languages, or writing different kinds of creative content. Outputs. The output text generated by the Jamba AI model based on the prompt. This can be a text response, a code snippet, or any other type of output that the Jamba AI model is designed to generate. For example, if you input a prompt asking for a summary of a scientific paper, the output might be a concise summary of the paper's key points. Steps. Initialize the Jamba Chat Completions Adapter object with your Jamba AI application programming interface key and the Jamba AI model name. This step establishes a connection with the Jamba AI service and specifies the model you want to use. Call the Generate Response method of the Jamba Chat Completions Adapter object with your prompt. This sends the prompt to the Jamba AI model and receives the generated response. Prerequisites. You need a Jamba AI account to use this adapter. This will grant you access to JAMBA-IS services and allow you to interact with the JAMBA AI models. You need a JAMBA AI application programming interface key to authenticate your requests to JAMBA-IS services. You can find your application programming interface key in your JAMBA AI account settings. To use the JAMBA chat completions adapter, you need to have a JAMBA AI model that is compatible with the adapter. This means that the model needs to support chat-based interactions and be able to generate text based on the prompts you provide. The name of the JAMBA AI model you want to use. You can find a list of available JAMBA AI models in the JAMBA AI documentation or on their website. Fine-tune parameters. A parameter that controls the randomness of the output text. Higher values of temperature will result in more creative and unexpected outputs, while lower values will produce more predictable and coherent outputs. The temperature parameter affects the probability distribution of the generated tokens, allowing for exploration of different responses with varying degrees of randomness. For example, a temperature value of 0.5 might produce outputs that are slightly different from the expected output, while a temperature value of 1.0 might result in more unexpected and unpredictable outputs. The temperature parameter is useful for fine-tuning the model's behavior and exploring different creative possibilities. A parameter that limits the length of the output text. It specifies the maximum number of tokens that the JAMBA AI model can generate for a given prompt. This parameter is useful for controlling the length of the output and ensuring that it stays within a reasonable range. You can adjust this parameter depending on the specific task and desired output length. For example, you might set max tokens to 100 for generating short summaries or to 500 for generating longer essays. Challenges and fixes. If you encounter an error related to your JAMBA AI application programming interface key, it usually means that the provided key is incorrect or invalid. To fix this, double-check that you have entered the correct application programming interface key. Make sure that the key is copied accurately and that there are no typos. You can also try regenerating the application programming interface key from your JAMBA AI account settings. If you encounter an error related to the JAMBA AI model name, it indicates that the specified model name is not valid or does not exist in the JAMBA AI platform. Verify that you are using the correct model name. Check the JAMBA AI documentation or website for a list of available models and ensure that you have entered the name correctly. Double-check for any typos or inconsistencies in the model name. If you encounter an error related to the prompt format, it usually means that the provided prompt is not well formatted or does not meet the requirements of the JAMBA AI model. Review your prompt and ensure it is properly formatted and follows the guidelines for the JAMBA AI model you are using. For example, make sure that your prompt is clear, specific, and provides enough context for the model to understand your request. If you are using a JAMBA AI model that requires specific formatting, make sure your prompt adheres to the required format. Langchain AI21 Chat Adapter JAMBA Chat Completions Adapter. This adapter facilitates communication with the JAMBA Chat Application Programming Interface API. It acts as a bridge between langchain and JAMBA Chat, allowing you to leverage the advanced conversational capabilities of JAMBA Chat within your langchain applications. Inputs. The complete history of the conversation leading up to the current prompt. This includes all previous user messages and AI responses, providing context for the is understanding the current user's message or question. serving as the input for the Jamba Chat API to generate a relevant response. Outputs: the AI-generated response to the prompt, formulated by the Jamba Chat API based on the provided chat history and prompt. Steps: establishes a connection with the Jamba Chat API using the necessary libraries and credentials. Sends the user prompt and chat history to the Jamba Chat API, requesting a response using the established connection. Prerequisites: the AI21 Studio API key is essential for accessing the Jamba Chat API. It acts as a unique identifier and authorization token to interact with the service. This key is typically obtained from your AI21 Studio account settings. A Jamba Chat API client library is needed to handle communication with the Jamba Chat API. This library provides functions for making requests, handling responses, and managing the connection with the API. Libraries like the Python SDK for Jamba Chat are available to simplify the process of integration. Fine-tune parameters. The temperature parameter in the Jamba Chat API controls the creativity and randomness of generated responses. A higher temperature value increases the unpredictability and risk of generating less coherent outputs, while a lower value yields more predictable responses. The max tokens parameter limits the maximum length of the AI response in terms of tokens. This parameter helps to control the length of the generated text and prevents excessive output. Challenges and fixes. Rate limiting. A common challenge with APIs involves restricting the number of requests that can be made within a specified time period. This is mitigated by implementing exponential backoff, where the adapter waits longer after each failed request, gradually increasing the wait time to avoid exceeding the APIs limits. The Jamba Chat API can sometimes return errors due to network issues, service outages, or other unexpected problems. To handle these situations, the adapter implements a retry mechanism. When an error occurs, the request is automatically reattempted after a brief delay. This process continues until a successful response is received or the retry limit is reached. Langchain AI21 Chat Models Chat AI21 Summary. This section describes the integration of the AI21 Studio chat models with langchain. AI21 Studio provides a suite of powerful language models, and this integration allows you to utilize these models within your langchain applications. Inputs. The input for this integration is the user's query or prompt that they wish to have the AI model respond to. This input serves as the basis for the AI to generate its response. For example, a user might ask, "What is the capital of France?" Outputs. The output is the text generated by the AI21 model in response to the user's input. This response will be based on the model's understanding of the input and its knowledge base. Continuing the previous example, the output would likely be Paris. Steps. To initiate a conversation with Chat AI21, you need to establish a connection with the AI21 Studio API. This involves setting up authentication using your API key and specifying the desired model. Once the connection is established, you can provide the user's input to the API, triggering the AI model to process the query. The AI21 model will process the input and generate a response based on its training data and understanding of the prompt. This response is then returned to the user through the langchain integration. Prerequisites. An application programming interface key, or API key, is a unique identifier that allows you to access and use the services of the AI21 Studio platform. To obtain an API key, you need to create an account on the AI21 Studio website. Once you have an account, You can find your API key in the Settings section. The AI21 Studio platform offers a variety of powerful language models, known as Jurassic 1 models, that are trained on massive amounts of text data. These models are capable of generating human-like text, translating languages, writing different kinds of creative content, and answering your questions in an informative way. The two most popular models are Jurassic 1 Jumbo and Jurassic 1 Large. The choice of model depends on the specific task and desired level of performance. Fine-tune parameters. Temperature is a parameter that controls the randomness and creativity of the AI models generated. Text. A higher temperature value means the model will be more likely to produce unexpected or unconventional responses, while a lower temperature will lead to more predictable and consistent outputs. Top K is a parameter used to limit the number of possible words that the model considers when generating each word in its response. It helps to constrain the model's output to a smaller set of high-probability words, potentially improving the coherence and accuracy of the generated text. Top P is another parameter that controls the probability distribution of words considered by a model. Similar to Top K, it limits the model's vocabulary to a smaller subset of high-probability words. Max tokens refers to the maximum number of tokens that the model is allowed to generate in its response. This parameter can be used to control the length of the generated text and avoid overly verbose or lengthy responses. Challenges and fixes. Problems with authentication using the application programming interface key can occur if the API key is incorrect, inactive, or has been revoked. Ensure the API key is correct. Ensure the API key is active. And ensure the API key has not been revoked. Choosing the right AI model for your task can be crucial. Not all models are equal, and some models may be better suited for specific tasks than others. Additionally, models can be unavailable due to maintenance or other reasons. Carefully consider the specific task you want to accomplish, and choose a model that aligns with those needs. Check the model availability status before using the model. Rate limits are set to ensure fair and responsible use of the application programming interface. When you exceed the rate limit, the AI21 Studio API may throttle your requests, temporarily slowing down or blocking your access to the service. Monitor the frequency and volume of your API requests and adjust your usage pattern to stay within the rate limits. The length of the user's input can significantly impact the AI model's performance. Excessively long inputs can lead to errors or unexpected behavior, while overly short inputs might not provide enough context for the model to generate a meaningful response. Carefully adjust the length of your inputs to optimize the model's performance. Consider using tokenization tools to break down lengthy inputs into manageable chunks. The quality and consistency of the AI model's responses can vary depending on various factors, such as the chosen model, the input prompt, and the model's training data. Experiment with different model parameters, including temperature, top K, top P, and max tokens, to fine-tune the model's behavior and achieve the desired response quality. Carefully review the model's limitations and understand the potential for inconsistencies in its responses. Langchain AI21 Chat Adapter Jamba Chat Completions Adapter Summary. This adapter enables using Jamba Chat as a chat completion model within the langchain framework. Inputs. This is the unique identifier required to access the Jamba Chat application programming interface. This key allows the adapter to authenticate and make requests to the Jamba Chat service. Represents the history of the conversation between the user and the chat model. This includes all the previous messages exchanged, allowing the model to maintain context and provide coherent responses. For instance, consider a user asking what is the capital of France, and then asking what is the population of that city. The chat history captures both questions, enabling the model to understand the relation between them. Outputs. This is the response generated by the Jamba chat model in response to the user's query. It is the output of the chat completion process and represents the model's understanding of a user's input and the context of the conversation. Steps. Establish a connection to the Jamba chat service using the provided application programming interface key. This involves setting up a communication channel with the Jamba chat service, enabling the adapter to send requests and receive responses. This step involves sending the accumulated chat history to the Jamba chat application programming interface for processing. The service uses the history to understand the context of the current request and provide relevant responses. This is the final stage where the adapter receives the chat response generated by the Jamba chat application programming interface. The response is then processed and returned to the user, completing the chat completion process. Prerequisites. An account with Jamba chat is necessary to access their application programming interface API and use their services. The account provides access to the various features offered by Jamba chat, including the ability to integrate with other applications. Obtaining a Jamba chat application programming interface key is essential for using the service. This key acts as a unique identifier for your account and allows you to authenticate and make requests to the Jamba chat service, a software library designed to interact with the Jamba chat application programming interface. This library provides a set of functions and tools that simplify the process of communicating with the Jamba chat service, allowing the adapter to send requests and receive responses efficiently. Installing the Jamba chat application programming interface client library onto your system ensures that your application has the necessary tools to interact with the Jamba chat service. This includes downloading the library files and adding them to your project. Fine-tune parameters. This parameter specifies the specific Jamba chat model to be used for generating chat responses. Each model is trained on different datasets and has its own strengths and weaknesses. Choosing the right model can significantly impact the quality of the generated responses. For example, some models may be better suited for general conversations, while others may be more adept at writing creative content or providing factual information. This parameter controls the randomness of the chat response generation. A higher temperature results in more unpredictable and creative responses, while a lower temperature produces more deterministic and consistent results. This allows you to fine-tune the style and personality of the generated chat responses, making them more aligned with your specific needs. Challenges and fixes. This issue arises when the Jamba chat application programming interface key provided is invalid or missing. The key is essential for authentication and authorization, allowing the adapter to access the Jamba chat service. Without a valid key, the adapter cannot interact with the Jamba chat application programming interface. To resolve this issue, it's important to verify that the Jamba chat application programming interface key is correct and properly configured. This involves checking the key's value and ensuring that it is accurately provided to the adapter. Additionally, check that the key is not expired or revoked. This occurs when the adapter is unable to establish a connection with the Jamba chat application programming interface. This can be caused by network connectivity issues, server downtime, or problems with the Jamba chat service itself. First, Ensure that your device has a stable internet connection. Next, check the status of the Jamba Chat application programming interface server to ensure it is online and operational. If there are any issues with the server, you may need to wait for it to be restored. The Jamba Chat application programming interface has limits on the number of requests that can be made within a specific time frame. Reaching this limit prevents further requests from being processed. To address this, wait for the rate limit to reset. The time it takes for the rate limit to reset varies depending on the Jamba Chat plan you have. Alternatively, you can upgrade your Jamba Chat plan to increase the allowed request rate. This allows you to make more requests within a given time frame without hitting the limit. This issue arises when the format of the response received from the Jamba Chat application programming interface does not match the expected format. This can lead to errors during parsing and prevent the adapter from correctly processing pay. Response. To fix this, review the Jamba Chat application programming interface documentation to ensure that you are correctly interpreting the response format. If the format has changed, update the parsing logic in the adapter to match the new format. This can occur if the specific Jamba Chat model you are trying to use is currently unavailable or is being updated. This can prevent the adapter from using the desired model to generate chat responses. Try using a different Jamba Chat model. This allows you to continue generating responses while waiting for the unavailable model to become available. Alternatively, wait for the model to be available again. Check the Jamba Chat documentation or status page for updates on the availability of the model. This arises when the chat history provided to the Jamba Chat application programming interface is not formatted correctly. This can lead to errors in processing the history and prevent the model from understanding the context of the conversation. To avoid this issue, ensure that the chat history is formatted according to the Jamba Chat application programming interface specifications. This might involve using a specific format for messages, such as JSON or XML, or adhering to particular rules for structuring the history. This issue can occur when the adapter does not receive a response from the Jamba Chat application programming interface within a reasonable time frame. This can be caused by network delays, server issues, or problems with the Jamba Chat service itself. First, review the parameters of the Jamba Chat application programming interface call to ensure they are correct. Incorrect parameters can lead to errors in the request. Second, check the response timeout setting in the adapter. Adjusting the timeout value may help receive the response even if there are network delays. If the issue persists, check the status of the Jamba Chat application programming interface to determine if there are any known problems with the service. Langchain AI21 Contextual Answers Summary. This component leverages the AI21 Studio application programming interface API to generate summaries or answer questions based on given text. It provides a framework for effectively extracting key information from text and addressing specific queries using contextual understanding. Inputs. The text that will be summarized are used to answer the provided question. This text serves as the basis for the AI21 Studio API to analyze and generate outputs. A question related to the provided text. This question prompts the AI21 Studio API to generate an answer based on the text's context. Outputs. This component generates either a concise summary of the input text or an answer to the provided question. The output is generated based on the AI21 Studio API's understanding of the text's context. Steps. The input text and question are sent to the AI21 Studio API. This step initiates the process of analyzing the text and understanding the query. The AI21 Studio API processes the input text and the question using its contextual understanding capabilities. This step involves analyzing the relationships between words, sentences, and paragraphs within the text and understanding the intent behind the question. The AI21 Studio API generates a summary of the text or an answer to the question based on contextual understanding derived from the previous steps. This step leverages the API's capabilities to generate coherent and relevant outputs. Prerequisites. The AI21 Studio API key is required to authenticate requests and use the API. This key is typically obtained from the AI21 Studio platform after creating an account and subscribing to their services. The AI21 Studio API library, available as a package called langchain, is necessary to interact with the API and send requests. This library provides functions and tools to streamline the process of utilizing the AI21 Studio API within your application. Fine-tune parameters. The temperature parameter controls the degree of randomness in the generated outputs. Higher values lead to more creative and diverse outputs, while lower values produce more predictable and consistent results. The max tokens parameter limits the maximum length of the generated summary or answer. This parameter helps control the output's conciseness and prevents excessively lengthy responses. Challenges and fixes. API rate limits can restrict the number of requests you can make to the AI21 Studio API within a specific timeframe. To avoid exceeding these limits, you can reduce the frequency of API calls or utilize a proxy server to distribute requests and manage traffic. Incomplete or inaccurate summaries or answers can occur due to factors such as insufficient context, ambiguous language, or limitations in the API's understanding capabilities. You can adjust parameters like the temperature to fine-tune the output, provide more context in the input text, or consider alternative approaches like using a different API or model. Langchain AI21 Contextual Answers. AI21 Contextual Answers. This tool leverages the AI21 Studio Application Programming Interface API for retrieving answers to questions. Inputs. Text. The text to be analyzed for providing answers to the user's question. Question. The user's question to be answered based on the input text. Outputs. Answer. The answer extracted from the input text based on the user's question using the AI21 Studio API. Steps. Send text and question to AI21 Studio API. The text and question are transmitted to the AI21 Studio API for processing. Receive answer from API. The AI21 Studio API returns the answer generated based on the input text and question. Prerequisites. AI21 Studio API key. This is a unique identifier required to access the AI21 Studio API. Your AI21 Studio API key. This is the specific key provided to you by AI21 Studio to authenticate your requests to their API. You can obtain this key by registering with AI21 Studio. AI21 Studio API endpoint. This is the URL that serves as the gateway to the AI21 Studio API. https API AI21.com Studio v1. This specific endpoint is used to interact with the AI21 Studio API. Version 1. All API requests are sent to this endpoint, and responses are received from it. Fine-tune parameters. Temperature. This parameter determines the randomness of the generated response. A higher temperature value leads to more diverse and creative answers, while a lower value produces more predictable and consistent responses. Top K. This parameter controls the number of top scoring tokens considered for generating the answer. A higher value allows for a wider range of potential answers, while a lower value focuses on the most likely and probable responses. Challenges and fixes. API rate limiting. This issue occurs when the number of requests made to the API exceeds the allowed limit within a given time frame. Use rate limiting strategies. Implementing rate limiting strategies, such as setting a delay between requests, using a token bucket algorithm, or utilizing a third-party rate limiter service, helps avoid exceeding the API's rate limits and ensures smooth operation. API errors. These errors can occur due to various factors, such as network connectivity issues, incorrect API credentials, or invalid input data. Handle API errors gracefully. Implement robust error handling mechanisms to detect and gracefully handle API errors. This could involve retrying the request, logging the error, or providing informative feedback to the user. Langchain AI21 Contextual Answers. Contextual answer input. AI21 Studio's Contextual Answers is a powerful tool for creating engaging and informative chatbot experiences. It is an AI-powered service that allows you to build conversational agents that can understand and respond to user queries based on provided context. This means your chatbot can access and leverage specific information to provide more accurate and relevant answers. Inputs. The text to be processed by the AI21 Studio's Contextual Answers model, representing the user's input or question. This input will be analyzed in the context of the provided information to produce an appropriate response. For example, if the user asks what is the capital of France, the text input would be what is the capital of France. The contextual information used by the AI21 Studio's Contextual Answers model to generate a response. This context could be a text document, a set of articles, or any other relevant information. The model will use this context to understand the user's input and formulate a response. For instance, if the context is a Wikipedia article about France, the model would use this information to answer the question, what is the capital of France? With Paris. Outputs. The generated response by AI21 Studio's Contextual Answers model based on the provided text input and context. The model aims to provide a coherent and informative answer to the user's question, leveraging the contextual information to ensure relevance and accuracy. For example, if the user asks what is the capital of France, and the context is a Wikipedia article about France, the answer might be Paris is the capital of France. Steps. Initializes the contextual answer model, preparing it to process the provided input and context. This step involves setting up the model and loading any necessary resources for processing the information. The model might load pre-trained language models, configure parameters, or initialize internal data structures. The text input and the context are provided to the contextual answer model, allowing it to analyze the user's question and understand the relevant information. This step involves parsing the input text, identifying key entities, and matching them with the context. For example, the model might identify the word France in the input text and link it to the relevant information about France within the context. The contextual answer model generates a response to the user's question based on the analyzed text input and the provided context. This step involves using the contextual information to understand the meaning of the question, identifying relevant information, and formulating a coherent and informative response. The model might use techniques like natural language processing to process the context, generate a response based on the context, and ensure that the answer is grammatically correct and coherent. Prerequisites: an application programming interface API key for AI21 Studio, providing access to their services and allowing your application to interact with their API. This key is typically obtained through the AI21 Studio platform and allows you to authenticate your application and utilize their services. You can obtain an API key by logging into your AI21 Studio account and visiting the API keys section. An account on AI21 Studio, granting access to their tools and services. This account allows you to manage your API keys, access their documentation, and utilize their AI services. You can create a free AI21 Studio account by visiting their website and following the registration process. Fine-tune parameters. A parameter controlling the randomness of the generated answer by the AI21 Studio's contextual answers model. A higher temperature value increases randomness, resulting in more creative and unexpected answers. A lower temperature value reduces randomness, producing more consistent and predictable answers. The temperature parameter is a way to fine-tune the model's behavior and balance creativity with consistency in the generated responses. A parameter limiting the maximum number of tokens in the generated answer by the AI21 Studio's contextual answers model. This parameter controls the length of the generated response. Increasing the max tokens parameter allows for longer and more detailed answers, while decreasing it limits the answer's length. The max tokens parameter is useful for controlling the length of the generated output and optimizing the model's performance. A parameter specifying the number of top candidate responses to consider for sampling by the AI21 Studio's contextual answers model. The top K parameter influences the diversity and quality of the generated responses. A higher top K value allows for more diverse answers, potentially leading to more unexpected and creative responses. Conversely, a lower top K value focuses on the most likely responses, leading to more consistent and predictable answers. A parameter setting the probability threshold for sampling by the AI21 Studio's contextual answers model. This parameter influences the diversity and randomness of the generated responses. A higher top P value allows for more diverse and unexpected responses, potentially including less probable options. Conversely, a lower top P value focuses on the most probable responses, leading to more consistent and predictable answers. The top P parameter balances diversity with predictability in the generated responses. A list of sequences used to stop the generation process by the AI21 Studio's contextual answers model. These sequences are used as termination points for the model's generation process. Once one of the stop sequences is encountered, the model stops generating text. The stop sequences parameter is useful for controlling the length and content of the generated response, ensuring that the model does not generate unnecessary or repetitive text. Challenges and fixes. The AI21 Studio's contextual answers model may produce incorrect or irrelevant answers, potentially due to issues with the provided input text or the context. To address this challenge, ensure that the input text and context are relevant, informative, and accurately represent the desired information. Rephrasing the input text or adding more context can improve the model's understanding and lead to more accurate answers. The AI21 Studio's contextual answers model may struggle to understand the context and generate relevant answers, especially if the context is incomplete, ambiguous, or irrelevant. To mitigate this challenge, provide more context or refine the existing context to be more specific and relevant to the input Text. The model's ability to understand the context is crucial for generating accurate and relevant responses. The AI21 Studio's contextual answers model may generate repetitive or nonsensical answers, potentially due to the model's internal parameters or the nature of the input text and context. To address this issue, adjust the temperature parameter, which controls the randomness of the generated answer. Consider increasing the max tokens parameter to allow for more creativity and potentially generate longer and more varied responses. These adjustments can help reduce redundancy and improve the quality of the generated answers. Langchain AI21 Embeddings. AI21 Embeddings. Embeddings from AI21 Labs is a tool for transforming text into numerical representations called embeddings. These embeddings capture the meaning of the text in a way that can be understood by machine learning models. AI21 Labs is a company that specializes in natural language processing. Inputs. Text refers to the input text that the embedding model will process. This could be a sentence, a paragraph, a document, or any other form of text. Outputs. Vector representation of text is a numerical representation of the input text. It's a list of numbers that captures the meaning of the text. This vector can be used to compare different texts, find similar texts, or train machine learning models. Steps. Send text to AI21 Labs Application Programming Interface API is the process of sending the input text to the AI21 Labs system for processing. Receive vector representation involves receiving the numerical representation of the text from AI21 Labs API. This vector is then used for various downstream tasks. Prerequisites. AI21 Labs API key is a unique identifier that grants access to the AI21 Labs API. It is required to use the AI21 Labs embedding service. This key is obtained from the AI21 Labs website. AI21 Labs account is an account on the AI21 Labs platform. It allows users to manage their API keys and access the services provided by AI21 Labs. You need to create an account to obtain an API key. Fine-tune parameters. Model refers to the specific AI21 Labs model that you want to use for embedding. AI21 Labs offers different models, each with different capabilities and characteristics. Dimension represents the length of the output vector. It determines the number of dimensions in the vector representation of the text. The higher the dimension, the more complex the embedding space becomes, allowing for more nuanced representations. Challenges and fixes. Incorrect API key happens when you provide an invalid or incorrect API key. It prevents you from accessing the AI21 Labs API. The fix is to verify and correct the API key by checking the key in your AI21 Labs account. Rate limits exceeded occurs when you exceed the allowed usage limits for the AI21 Labs API. This can happen if you are making too many requests to the API. The solutions include reducing the usage or contacting AI21 Labs support for potential adjustments to your usage plan. Langchain AI21 Contextual Answers. Contextual answer input. This component uses the AI21 Studio application programming interface to create contextual answers from given text. The AI21 Studio API can be used to generate different creative text formats, like poems, code, scripts, musical pieces, email, letters, etc. Inputs. This is the text from which to generate the contextual answers. The text can be a book, an article, a document, or any other type of text. The question that will be answered using the text The question should be relevant to the text and should be something that can be answered using the text. Outputs. The answer generated by the AI21 Studio API based on the provided text in question. The answer will be relevant to the question and will be based on the information in the text. Steps. This is the step of loading the provided text. This is the step of loading the provided question. This step generates an answer based on the provided text and question by using the AI21 Studio API. Prerequisites. An application programming interface key is required to access the AI21 Studio API. The API key can be obtained from the AI21 Studio website. Fine-tune parameters. The temperature parameter controls the randomness of the generated answer. A higher temperature will result in more creative and unpredictable answers, while a lower temperature will result in more predictable and consistent answers. The max tokens parameter controls the maximum number of tokens that will be generated in the answer. A higher max tokens value will result in longer answers, while a lower max tokens value will result in shorter answers. Challenges and fixes. This challenge occurs when the application programming interface key is not provided to the component. The API key is required to access the AI21 Studio API. This challenge is solved by providing the application programming interface key to the component. This challenge occurs when the generated answer is not relevant to the question. This can happen if the question is not well defined or if the text does not contain the information needed to answer the question. This challenge can be fixed by adjusting the temperature and max tokens parameters. The temperature parameter controls the randomness of the generated answer, while the max tokens parameter controls the maximum number of tokens that will be generated in the answer. By adjusting these parameters, you can generate answers that are more relevant to the question. This YAML document explains the langchain AI21 contextual answer input component. This section provides a description of the AI21 embeddings tool, which is a component of langchain that leverages AI21 labs for text embedding. It helps users understand the purpose and functionality of this tool. Inputs. This section details the input required by the AI21 embeddings tool. In this case, it's the text that needs to be embedded. For example, you might provide a sentence or a paragraph of text as input. The tool will then process this text and generate a corresponding embedding vector. Outputs. This section describes the output produced by the AI21 embeddings tool. The output is a list of embedding vectors. These vectors are numerical representations of the input text, capturing its semantic meaning. They can be used for various downstream tasks like similarity search, clustering, or classification. Steps. This section outlines the steps involved in using the AI21 embeddings tool. Firstly, you need to initialize an AI21 embeddings object. This object will be responsible for handling the embedding process. Subsequently, you call the embed query method, passing the input text as an argument. The method will then process the text and generate the corresponding embedding vectors. Prerequisites. This section details the prerequisites for using the AI21 embeddings tool. You'll need an application programming interface API key from AI21 Labs. This key serves as your authorization to access the AI21 Labs services, including text embedding. Obtain this key by signing up for an account on the AI21 Labs platform. This section outlines another prerequisite, which is the AI21 Labs API client. The client is a software library that provides a convenient way to interact with the AI21 Labs API. You can install it using the pip package manager. Simply run the command pip install AI21 in your terminal or command prompt. Fine-tune parameters. This section details the fine-tune parameters for the AI21 embeddings tool. The model type parameter allows you to choose the specific AI21 Labs model you want to use for embedding. Different models may have varying strengths and weaknesses, so selecting the appropriate model is crucial for obtaining optimal results. The dimensionality of embedding parameter allows you to control the number of dimensions in PE. Embedding vectors. This parameter influences the complexity of the embedding space. Higher dimensionality often leads to more nuanced representations but can also introduce computational challenges. Challenges and fixes. This section outlines potential challenges you may encounter while using the AI21 embeddings tool and provides corresponding fixes. An API key error can occur if the provided API key is invalid or expired. Ensure that you have a valid API key and that it's entered correctly. Network connection issues can hinder communication with the AI21 Labs API. Check your internet connectivity and try again. If the issue persists, consider contacting your internet service provider. Rate limiting is a mechanism to prevent abuse of the AI21 Labs API. It can occur if you are making too many requests within a short period. Reduce the frequency of your requests to avoid exceeding the rate limit. If the model you selected is unavailable, you can try using a different model. AI21 Labs may be performing maintenance or experiencing technical difficulties with a particular model. Selecting a different model can provide an alternative solution. However, keep in mind that different models may have varying performance characteristics. Langchain AI21 Embedding Summary. This section describes the AI21 embeddings model, which is a tool for representing text as numerical vectors. These vectors capture the meaning of text in a way that can be understood by machines. AI21 embeddings are a powerful tool for various natural language processing tasks such as text, similarity search, clustering, and classification. Inputs. Text input. The input for this model is any text that you want to represent as a numerical vector. It can be a sentence, a paragraph, a document, or any other text format. Outputs. Embeddings is a list of floats. The output of this model is a numerical vector representing PE. Input text. The vector consists of a list of floating point numbers. Each number in the list represents a specific dimension of the embedding space. The higher the value of a particular dimension, the more relevant that dimension is to the meaning of the input text. Steps. Encode text input using AI21 API. This step involves sending the text input to the AI21 API, which then uses its internal algorithms to generate a numerical vector representing the meaning of the text. Return embeddings. Once the encoding is complete, the AI21 API returns the resulting vector to the user, who can then use it for various NLP tasks. Prerequisites. AI21 API key. An API key is required to access the AI21 API. You can obtain an API key from the AI21 website and then use it to authenticate your requests to the API. Your API key. This is the actual API key that you received from AI21. You can use this key to access the AI21 API. AI21 API Client Library. A client library is a software package that provides a convenient way to interact with the AI21 API. You can find various client libraries for different programming languages such as Python, JavaScript, and Java on the AI21 website. Fine-tune parameters. Model. There are different AI21 models available. each with its own strengths and weaknesses. You can choose the model that best suits your specific needs. Embedding dimension. The dimension of the embedding vector can be adjusted to control the granularity of the embedding space. A higher dimension allows for more nuanced representations of the input text. But it also requires more computational resources. Challenges and fixes. Rate limiting. AI21base might have rate limits in place to prevent abuse. Reduce API usage. You can reduce API usage by using caching, batching requests, or implementing other strategies to minimize the number of API calls. API errors. API errors can occur due to various factors, such as network connectivity issues, server problems, or invalid API keys. Handle errors gracefully. It is important to handle errors gracefully by retrying requests, implementing error logging, or providing informative error messages to the user. Embedding quality. The quality of the embedding can be affected by factors such as the model architecture, training data, and embedding dimension. Fine-tune the model. You can fine-tune the model using your own data to improve its performance for specific tasks. High latency. API calls can sometimes be slow, leading to high latency in your application. Optimize API calls. You can optimize API calls by using asynchronous requests, caching results, or reducing the number of API calls. Langchain. AI21 Semantic Text Splitter Summary. This describes the langchain AI21 Semantic Text Splitter, which is a tool designed for breaking down large amounts of text into smaller, more manageable chunks while preserving the semantic meaning of the original text. This approach is helpful for tasks like document summarization, question answering, and text analysis, where working with smaller units of text is often more efficient. Inputs. This refers to the text that the langchain AI21 Semantic Text Splitter will process. This text could be a document, an article, or any other type of text you want to split into smaller chunks. Outputs. The output of the langchain AI21 Semantic Text Splitter is a list of text chunks. These chunks are generated by splitting the input text based on semantic meaning, ensuring that each chunk contains a coherent and meaningful unit of information. Steps. The langchain AI21 Semantic Text Splitter utilizes AI21's semantic text splitting application programming interface API to perform the text splitting task. This API leverages advanced natural language processing techniques to understand the semantic relationships within the text and make intelligent decisions about where to break the text into chunks. The actual text splitting process involves dividing the input text into chunks based on semantic meaning. This means that the splitter aims to identify natural boundaries within the text, such as sentence breaks, paragraph breaks, or even topic changes, to create chunks that are both meaningful and manageable. Prerequisites. Before using the langchain AI21 Semantic Text Splitter, you need to have an AI21 Application Programming Interface API key. This key grants you access to AI21's services, including the semantic text splitting API that is essential for this tool to function. You can obtain an AI21 API key from their website. This is a placeholder for your actual AI21 API key. Ensure you have a valid API key to successfully utilize the langchain AI21 Semantic Text Splitter. Fine-tune parameters. The chunk size parameter controls the number of words in each chunk generated by the splitter. This parameter allows you to adjust the size of the chunks according to your specific needs and the nature of the input text. For instance, if you are working with a short document, you might want to set a smaller chunk size to generate more fine-grained chunks. Conversely, for longer documents or texts with complex structures, a larger chunk size might be more appropriate. The chunk overlap parameter determines the number of words that are shared between consecutive chunks. Overlapping chunks can help to ensure that there is a smooth transition between them and that no important information is lost at the boundaries. For example, if you set chunk overlap to 10, each chunk will share the last 10 words with the next chunk. This can be helpful in situations where you want to maintain context across multiple chunks, such as when performing summarization or question answering. Challenges and fixes. During the text splitting process, you might encounter an error message indicating that there was a problem splitting the text. In such cases, the first step is to check your AI21 application programming interface API key and ensure that it is valid and correctly entered. If the API key is valid, you should then review the format of your input text. Make sure that the text is well formed and does not contain any unusual characters or formatting that might interfere with the splitting process. If you find that the generated chunks are either too large or too small, you can adjust the chunk size and chunk overlap parameters to fine-tune the splitting process. For instance, if the chunks are too large, try decreasing the chunk size to create smaller units of text. Conversely, if the chunks are too small, you can increase the chunk size to create larger chunks. The chunk overlap parameter can also be adjusted to control the degree of overlap between chunks, which might influence the size of the chunks indirectly.